Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. Well, happy Sunday. And I hope you're ready for a spot of stitching with me. So, yes, it's 8:30 in London. And welcome everyone. So, you probably remember this piece, right? It was only last week that I started. It's a new start. And also, it's a piece. It's a pattern that kind of represents our support for our friends that went through the snowstorm. And I hope things are calming down a little bit. And maybe the snow has started melting, maybe creates a slightly different challenge. But I hope, the worst was over. So this piece I started last Saturday, I think. It's a new start. And this pattern I got from a company called Dreamstitch. And so originally this pattern was known to me as Peter Rabbit, but clearly this is not Peter Rabbit because the style doesn't really match that. Let me show you the markup, okay? It's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. There you go. So it's two rabbits, and little rabbit is trying to buy some cakes or biscuits or whatever it is. And there's a grown-up rabbit. Clearly, it's the baker, lady baker of the bakery. So this piece, as I said, the title, if you try to look up this pattern, it's called Peter Rabbit, but it's not Peter Rabbit really. It turned out, I think Suzanne from our group did a little bit of research, and this is actually a piece of artwork created by a lady called, I think Susan. Susan, I should know. It's called Susan. Hang on, let me have a look. I thought I remember. Oh, Susan Weller. Okay, the artist is called Susan Weller, and I think she definitely needs to be credited. So the lady has got a range of artworks like this, but I couldn't find any of her artwork being charted as cross stitch. Only this piece by Dreamstitch. Okay, and you can have a look and you can decide whether you want to stitch this piece or buy the pattern. It's up to you. So yes, so this is extremely whimsical and warm piece. I'm really loving it. I'm really loving it. So let me show you my progress right now, okay? So I worked on this piece 3 days in a row, and which is very unusual, last week. And this is where I am today, up to this point. I think I did a few more, put in a few more stitches afterwards because I really wanted to work on it. So this is where I am, and let me show you. This is the entire piece, okay? This is not a massive, massive piece. I'll show you the numbers. So currently, I'm slightly over 2%, 2.15. And the total number of stitches, you can tell here, is 65,000, which is quite modest comparing to other pieces that you and I work on, the full coverage, heaven and earth, type of patterns. Majority of them probably over 300,000, something like that. So 45 is tiny, okay? It's a tiny piece. And yes, maybe I'll be able to finish it, in a few years. Who knows? And the number of colors involved in this piece is also quite modest. It's 50. But, more is not always better. And so far, I can see, in terms of the areas that I stitched so far, it's charted beautifully. So I'm very, very happy so far. So let me start a new sprint here, okay? Here we go. And it's going to count from 0. And this is going to capture all the stitches I'm going to make today for this beautiful piece. So, here we go. And I want to say hello to all of you it's Sunday. I have to remind myself it's a Sunday constantly because I actually work more during the weekend. So it doesn't feel like a weekend for me, but I'm sure it's a weekend for you guys. So I hope you had a beautiful Sunday. So we have Rajal here. Hello. Welcome, the first to report to the chat. And we also have Lona as well. And great to see you, Lona. And we have Clara as well from Texas. Amazing. I hope everything is all nice weather-wise and everything else. And also Chelsea as well. Welcome. And who else have we got? We've got, oh, Gayla. Gayla says, happy Sunday indeed. Happy every day to you, Gayla. Great to see you. And Jacqueline as well. Hello from Canada. And Jacqueline says, I'm working on Puppy Heart. Wonderful. And Sarah is also here. Hello, happy Sunday. And Sola is here with us as well. Great to see you. And is it Mauja? Mauja21, hello. Welcome back. And our lovely Susan as well. And Diana Smith is also here. And Kristen, hello. And hope you had a beautiful weekend. And Serena, hello. Great to have you. And Bess Williams. And Bess is from New Zealand as well. Really hot over there. And what a contrast. And also, have we got a new friend here? Cats Gallery says, hello from California. Welcome, Cats. And Tula Group, thank you for saying hello. And Grace Houston is also here as well. And great to have you. And also Coyote. It's a Coyote from Ohio, USA. Welcome. And great to have you. And who else have we got here? And Michelle. Yes, Michelle is a new member, I think. Michelle just joined, I think on Saturday, right? Michelle, welcome. And great to have you here. And Nikki as well. Lovely Nikki. And Calamari Stitcher, okay? But we don't judge her. We love Nikki. We love Nikki. And Betty Hankins is also here as well. And Samantha. Beautiful Samantha is here. And Script as well. Hello. Welcome, everyone. And yes, this is what I'm going to be stitching today. And let me know what you're stitching. So this piece I started, as I said, last weekend. Instead of Amy Saw, I started this piece. And I'm stitching on 25 count pre-gridded fabric. So this is a piece of spare fabric that I got from other project, leftover fabric. So I gave it a gentle wash. So the gridding is slightly fadey, but I think it works just fine and not too overpowering. So I worked solidly 3 days on this piece, and finally we got to the head of the bunny, and really cute. And you know, I think it's looking less and less like a fish. Okay, guys, whoever suggested it looks like a goldfish. I think, you know, now we have a little mouse here, which I stitched. And today, hopefully, I'm gonna get to the bunny ears, okay, over here. And it will be a lot more apparent this is not a goldfish. All right, and so let's start. And this piece, as I said, has got 50 colors, so not too confetti at all. It's very you know, easygoing. And but I love the way it's charted. I think it's really well charted. And let me just zoom in a little bit, as you can see. And let me bring on the work mode here on the right side. I love it. I love the color scheme, and you know, it's very warm, very warm. So I've got this thread. I think this was the last color I was working on. So I'm going to start from here. Let me just find out which one this is. I think I know. And this is going to be my first color. Okay, so here we go. And so I'm stitching 922, 922. And let's see how we're doing with Spooky Bingo today. And Rachel says, I'm working on Winter Reading Nook, beautiful piece. I nearly picked that one today, but then I looked at the bunny and I just wanted to work on it. And guys, let me know what you're working on today on this beautiful Sunday. Really, really peaceful. And I feel really energized today because I had such great classes today. So day to day, I love, you know, all my classes, but sometimes you have kind of a day, you know, or classes, everything just flows and everybody comes together and breathes together. And today was one of those days. And I kept thinking, how lucky am I to be able to, you know, do this for a living? And what a blessing, what a blessing. So I'm really, really grateful. And also when I come home, I get to stitch with you. Oh, I think I'm probably the luckiest person in London. I don't want to get too ambitious, you know. I wouldn't say, you know, in the universe, in the whole world, I'll be, you know, too ambitious. I like to think maybe I'm the luckiest person in London. So let me keep going over here. And yes, of course, I forgot to mention, this is 25 count, but also I'm stitching with CXC, not DMC. So the coverage is beautiful. It's really, really nice coverage. And I love stitching with CXC, both single strand or double strand. I really enjoy CXC. And I love DMC as well for single strand. I'm not the biggest fan for a double strand DMC for some reason. And Cassie is here as well. Hi, Cassie Hapler. Says, hello, everyone. Glad to be stitching with everyone today. Yes, me too. I am so lucky. I get to do it every day. I know, it's so unfair, isn't it? Here we go. Let me pick my spot. I don't want to start with frogging, you know, or reverse stitching. It's too soon, too soon. There'll be time. There'll be time for that. I think that one is done. Because every time I look up to the chat and look down again, I lose my spot. So Chelsea says, I'm doing more designing, nearly finished another piece, and I'll get to stitching on my own webs. Yes, Chelsea's been experimenting with pattern creation on you. And I saw your post on our Facebook group that you've got some finished pieces. You would like to have some, you know, stitchers to test the pattern out, which is very, very smart. Very, very smart way of doing it. And, you know, guys, if you want to test out and help out Chelsea, and just go to the Facebook group and find a post and join in with the, you know, with the testing. And this is how, you know, a chart creator figure out the best way to chart their work, their artwork. Here we go. Cassie says, I'm still stitching on Amy Stewart's Once Upon a Fairy Tale. Day 32. Oh, have you been counting days? And does that mean you've been stitching on that piece for 32 days in a row? My goodness. Wow, that's brave if that's the case. I stitched this piece for 3 days I probably could have gone on for another day, but you know, I was quite happy to switch and just do a different piece. Let me just, there are quite a lot of stitches of this color, so I need to figure out how far I want to take it. In fact, let me do these 3 stitches over here. Hello, Karen. Karen Sutherland has joined the chat. Welcome. I just love how CXC stitches with single strand. The feedback is very different from DMC. You know, I do not dislike DMC, but I love how CXC stitches with single strand. Wow, Cassie, so you are stitching that piece 32 days in a row. Is it the first time you've gone on for so long? Or have you always been a monogamous stitcher? So Cassie says 15,000 stitches in a month of January. Wow, it's a new start. Is it a new year start? Absolutely amazing. 15,000. Let me have a check on my stitch count right now. Let me just have a little look. Okay, so this piece, 1,400. There you go. But then again, only 3 days. Okay, only 3 days. Hi, Alison. Alison Rennie. Alison says, evening, everyone. New start tonight. Mini Gloria in the Garden by Peggy Collins. 20 count 2 over 1 tent. Full cross. Wow. Amazing. New start. Is it heaven and earth chart? 20 count 2 over 1 tent. Yes. I think it should be fine. 2 over 1. Yes. You know, I tried 1 over 1 on 20 count once. It was too sparse. Too sparse. So 2 over 1 is perfect. Hey, Marsha. Hello. Good morning. Marsha says, I'm too late. I'm late for the party. Not at all. We've just warmed up. We've just started. Join us. And let me know what you're working on today, Marsha. Cassie says, no, I started this piece in June 2025, and I'll stitch until I get bored and then go to something else. Right, so you started a piece, which one was it? Was it Once Upon a Fairy Tale, I think? And so you started last June, and then what happened then? So you didn't stitch it monogamously until this January. I see. Really well done. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with switching, cycling through different projects, you know? I remember I was stitching, was it Gecko Rouge? Yes, Gecko Rouge. Solidly for 6 months when I got the project. I was so keen. I was just so eager, and I was so in love with the piece. And talking about that, I haven't worked on the Gecko Rouge piece for a little while. Maybe it's time to, you know, dust it off. I think I I haven't worked on it for maybe a month now. And yes, I was so keen on that piece. I stitched that piece solidly for 6 months and I got burnout. I was so, fed up with that piece and I could not even look at it for a few months. So that's the problem. So now I try to kind of, keep things balanced. So even there are pieces that I'm really keen to work on. I probably wouldn't have minded to work on it every day, but I try not to. I try to give all the pieces some breathing space. I'm really enjoying this. So let's say, hi Yogi question. If you called for threads or DMC on the chart, how do you know the CXC, which CXC to use? Are the CXC numbers the same as DMC? Yes. I think, maybe Anchor is different. Anchor's got its own color chart. But I think majority of the, threads, other brands, for instance, I think CXC is using the same color chart. And also quite a few yesterday, we talked about Egyptian embroidery, for instance. All the other brands, majority of them are using the same chart as DMC. And, that's very smart because it's very easy to switch. So I think they're just trying to make everything a lot easier for people to transition and switch different threads. So CXC is the number exactly the same way as DMC. Marsha says, just started a little cake shop. Colors are amazing, wonderful. Yes, that, I'm stitching the full size piece, but quick stitch was my first attempt of that piece. It's gorgeous. And I think someone else, was it Jackie or someone else, is stitching, or I don't know whether the person started yet. There's a supersized version of the quick stitch, and that has got over 1 million stitches as a whole. So nothing quick about it. Nothing quick about it. And Little Cake Shop is such a beautiful piece as well. Hi, Serena. Nighty night, Serena. Sweet dreams. Serena has to get up really early. Hey, Mandy. Mandy Moran is here. Welcome. And Ligda as well. Hello, hello. And Jackie. Okay, Jackie says it's not me, but I looked into it and decided it was too much for me. Oh, so it was you looking up the pattern. I vaguely remember. So, yes, I don't know. Maybe there are brave souls. They're working on the supersized version of the quick stitch. Or maybe it was Cedric. I can't remember. Someone has got the pattern and maybe is working on it. I'd love to have a look. I'm sure it probably captures a lot of details because, first of all, it's a cropped area of the full piece. Plus, It's over, you know, supersized. So, you know, I'm sure it captures a lot of details that you probably wouldn't have otherwise. Oh, I'm loving this. This is so nice. And I'm being very measured with my cross country. I don't wander too far. And, you know, I say this all the time is when I stitch a piece, I kind of, in a way, communicating with the piece. And some projects, you know, if you try to force a certain way of stitching, it just doesn't flow. For instance, I've been doing a lot of color flow, for instance. But this piece, I just knew instinctively it's not going to like it. And I don't know why. I have no idea. Because 25 count, 1/1. I've got many pieces, you know, with very similar spec. But some pieces want to be stitched with color flow and some just say no. And some want to be stitched with longer distance cross country as well. So I'm just following the guidance of my whips and try not to fight against it, you know. Jackie says, I think it was Busy Mom and Natty are stitching it as well. Although not sure what version they're doing. I think Busy Mom might be doing, oh, I don't know, maybe a quick stitch or maybe the full version. Maybe she's doing the full version. Busy Mom has a lot of projects. Hey, Dominic, welcome. Jackie says, I'm considering starting Archaeologist Desk by Amy Stewart for my older daughter. I bought the supersized Max. Oh, wow. That's over 700,000 stitches. Well, there you go. I think your daughter is trying to keep you very busy. So maybe, you know, you'll go easy on her. Very cunning, very cunning. I think Nikki is taking on quite a few requests from her girls as well. I mean, you know, my Dolly hasn't requested anything. I'll probably get her a Dolly mug. You know, guys, we have, you know, merchandise, okay? We have goodies. So if you go to the store tab, you'll find a link there. You can go to the shop and have a look. We have some really cute mugs. That kind of reflects our lingo, our day-to-day stitching experience on this channel. Let me just make sure I have marked these ones. I've done these ones. And these as well. Hi, Natty. So, Natty, are you doing the supersize version? Quick stitch supersize, is that what you're doing? And I think when I started with that piece, the quick stitch, I think maybe it was max colors, but not, you know, full size. I remember just so in love with that piece. Hi, Walkaway. Walkaway says, hi everyone. That bunny is so cute. My chart has me stitching some flowers today. Lots of confetti in purple colors. Purples are great. I love stitching purple. Yes, this chart is so adorable, isn't it? I just love it. And it's quite refreshing to stitch something that's got 50 colors rather than 250, you know. Slightly different experience. But the thing is, if it's well charted, it doesn't matter. You know, you can have 50 colors, it will still come out really beautiful. All right, that one I've done. So I'm going to slowly move upwards because I want to do the bunny's little ears. So it's like, you know, it's going to look a little bit less like a fish, okay? I'm working on it. Hey, Ellen. Ellen says, hi, Yogi and chat. I'm stitching on animal mix panorama from Adrian Chesterman. Dolly Needleminder would be magnificent. I know. I'm working on it. I'm trying to find if there are companies out there that will be able to create on-demand needle minders. That'd be a dream. So I'm going to go up. Sola says, in my experience, I find that if my chart is confetti heavy, color flow might require that I have to I'm trying to read that. Every stitch, but worth it. Oh, with color flow. Yes, color flow is actually quite good for confetti area. Because ultimately you're dealing with one stitch at a time. With cross country, I think instinctively you kind of try to move forward quickly. Whereas the color flow, you're just there working on one area. One, two, just one more stitch over here. And I'm going to end this piece of thread. Clara says, there's a Fudgy mark now. Thank you, Yogi. Yes, I know. There's a frog or fudge mark in the shop there. And yesterday, up to yesterday, there's only one color, white background. And I actually tested out, I think it was requested maybe by Cedric. And I tested out the background and found a few colors that work really, really nicely. So now if you go to the frog or fudge mug, and you're going to get 5 different options. They're adorable, aren't they? Those colors. And Clara says, I'm stitching on Hate 2026, The Sun. Yes, beautiful piece, beautiful piece. Alan says maybe company KLT Designs can help you. Kim makes her needle minders herself. Who's Kim? I don't know. Is this someone we know? And KLT Designs, is it a company? Let me jot it down. I need to do a little bit of research. Because for me, it has to be on demand for it to work. Because I don't want to kind of having to, you know, get all the material and stock up, that kind of stuff. It's just too complicated. So let's have a look. Let me just jot down KLT Design. Because it's quite easy to find on-demand sort of production for quite a lot of different products, you know, like mugs or t-shirts or hoodies, whatever. But needle minders are so niche, so it's going to be a little bit challenging. But I'll keep working on it. I'll keep looking. Grace Huston says Ebony is working on Quick Stitch Cake Shop. Yes, I think she's probably working on regular size, right? I don't think she's working on the max color. Well, not max, the super size. Hey, Maddie. Maddie Cross Stitch is here. Welcome. Jackie says, Yogi, you could always do a pre-order for a needle minder. That way, you know how much to order. Right. You mean pre-order from the customers? Interesting. Yes, I'm just trying to keep things simple because the goodie shop at the moment is, you know, basically all I have to do is create design. I don't need to worry about the stock levels, production or anything like that. It's all sorted. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Because if I have to start to think about, you know, stock levels and getting material and everything, you know, it's going to take over my life completely. It's supposed to be a side quest, you know, turn into the main quest, which I'm not, you know, ready to do. Alan says, KLT Design is a company in the UK. Oh, interesting. Kim Tregust is the owner. Oh, the name of the owner, okay. And she sells floss, fabric, charts, and but she makes her own needle minders. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll maybe get in touch. If she can't do it, maybe she knows someone else who can, or different companies. Because my situation is a little bit more unique. I'm not looking to make needle minders myself, because I know quite a lot of creators on Etsy, for instance, they create, you know, their own needle minders. They get material, etc., which is not what I'm doing. So, all right, let's have a look. But I welcome any idea, any pointers, because I really, really love to make needle minders for you. 920, 920. Yes, Jackie, that's exactly what's going on in my head. Jackie says Mr. Yogi will have to start sleeping next to merch boxes. I know, the poor guy, he's suffered enough, you know. I'll try to. I know, poor Mr. Yogi. You have to, you know, probably free labor from Mr. Yogi. You know, packing and shipping, running to the post office. Oh dear. Oh, hello. Oh, Ellen says I asked her. Oh, Kim. And she gave me her email address to give it to you. How nice. And she would do it per piece. How can I send you her email address? Yeah, go to the Facebook group and you can DM me via Facebook group. So that should be very easy. Thank you so much, Ellen. Result. So I have to look into what Kim actually does for her needle minders. But this is very, very kind for her to give me her email address. And thank you so much, Ellen. That is so nice of you to do that. So I think the face of the bunny is coming along really nicely. And also I'm working on clothing right now. So we're going to have a few very nice t-shirts, hopefully, and maybe a couple of hoodies as well. And also with the store, so this company actually handles digital downloadable content as well. So I might put a little bit more work into creating templates. I like to create a another version of the thread cards, which you could download and print. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Yes, thank you so much. I'll definitely get in touch. Yes. That's tremendous. Thank you so much, Ellen. Yes, I really admire creators. They actually make their own stuff. They produce physical items and handle all the shipping and stuff. That's definitely a full-time job, isn't it? And I think Busy Mom as well. Busy Mom is kind of doing it part-time. She's got an Etsy shop and she makes her own project bags and all sorts of stuff. So physically creating items and shipping the items herself as well, which is a lot of work, a lot of work. Look at that. There's a little smile here, I think. A little bunny smiling. Of course the bunny's smiling because he's about to have cakes and biscuits. Let me figure out where I am. One, two. This one below. All right. Ah, okay. Ellen says Kim hand dyes floss and fabric too. Oh, wow. That's a, full operation. Right, ship them out and has monthly subscriptions. So that sounds very similar to this Facebook group, which was run by a lady who did her own hand-dyed fabric as well. I think it's called Coffee Fabric or something like that. And I was a member for very briefly. She would create her, kind of a batch of fabric, and she would put them out there on the Facebook group, and people can go, well, I want this one, I want that one, that kind of thing. So it was a very organic way of running a business. And the fabric was lovely. It's just that I realized that, I bought a whole bunch of fabrics that I wasn't ready to stitch just yet. Linen and stuff. So where am I exactly? Why am I lost? I just can't find my spot. Where am I exactly? Okay, so I can't find my way here. Down. It's I think with Saga the problem is the way it displays the highlight of stitches. It's actually quite hard to read when you have a whole bunch of stitches together. I just find it visually it's very cluttered, very confusing. Where am I? Here. Okay. So, 2 over here. I think I marked a whole bunch of stitches that I have not done yet. Okay. Ellen says, before Brexit, I bought a lot from her shop. Okay, so you bought from the UK, and now it's getting more expensive, isn't it? I know. I'm sure a lot of, creators like Kim and all the guys on Etsy, they're probably kicking themselves because it's probably much harder to ship items to other countries. So in a way, digital content is probably a lot easier. Like if you do patterns and stuff like that, it's probably not affected by the shipping. Hi, Cassie. Welcome. Clara says, finished putting in my daily stitches on Hey Sao. So now I'm going to put a few stitches on And the Forest Grew. Yes, Clara just started that yesterday with our side quest session there. Beautiful piece. And very disciplined, Clara. So you have daily goals for the Hey Sao piece. And then, you do your homework and then you can play and do your side quest. Amazing. I'll probably struggle. The moment I feel like I have to do something, I don't want to do it. That's just me. Okay, I'm here. It's all good. Are we good? Where are we? Where are we exactly? Why am I so lost? Okay, so this one is fine. That one is done. One, two, three. So this one, where am I? One, one, two. Okay. I think I probably have to fudge a few stitches here. Ellen says I only have my membership from Pain-Free Crafts left. And as for regular kits, she makes, I have to pay 50 euros. Custom taxes. Oh, just to get the shipping going. Wow, 50 euro is like 40 pounds or something like that. Oh dear. So what's the membership with Pain-Free Craft give you? Do you get discount for the items you buy from them, or what do you get? Or do you get some sort of special charts? Two. Three. Let me take a sip of my coffee. And let me know what you're drinking, guys. I'm having freshly brewed coffee as usual. Jackie says, I'm already behind my hey Saab. I don't think structure stitching timelines up for me. Same here. So I don't even try, you know. Because it's always the case, because the sale started in January, and everybody's rushing that, you know, to stitch those pieces, which is totally understandable. You know, it's a new project, but gradually by February, March, you know, things are going to slow down a little bit. It's totally normal. And then by September, I think everybody's going to pick it up and go, you know, we have a deadline. Okay, that one is done. This one. Hey, Captain Squirrel. Alan says I need to let go Gecko Rouge too because of the Brexit, and vouchers were yearly, so it's more custom taxes. Yes, I'm slightly confused with Gecko Rouge Gold. Is it Gold membership or something like that? How does it work exactly? Because I was watching Jess, I think, from Cross Stitch Smiles. She's someone from the UK as well, and I discovered Gecko Rouge from her, and she's got everything going with the Gecko Rouge. She's got like tons and tons of kits from them. And also, I believe she's a gold member or something like that. But what I don't understand is, I think the gold member is basically, you give them, I don't know, £50 or something every month. And they keep the money, okay? They keep the money, your money. And they keep the money, and you give them £50 every single month, and then by the end of I think 6 months, you get to spend it, your money, okay? That's the part I kind of get slightly confused. So basically, it's like a bank. You give them a certain amount of money every month, and then what? I'm not too sure what you actually get as a member. Maybe I'm missing something. So maybe you can tell me if you've been a member, right? 1, 2. Alan says Pain-Free Craft gives 20% discount on everything from the shop, plus a gift voucher each 6 months to buy a kit from them. They make kits for the cross-stitch studio, charting creation, and RT2. And how much do you need to pay for the membership, if you don't mind sharing? I'm just trying to gauge, you know, what they're trying to do here. So you pay for the membership, they give you discount. Does it work out as a bonus? I'm wondering. Probably depending on the cost of the membership. Lona says, I'm drinking caramel pecan coffee. Wow. With Italian sweet cream crema in it. That sounds really really nice. Really heartwarming. Jackie says, I'm drinking a root beer. I have not had one since I was a little kid. Is it quite sweet? I think root beer. Very, very sweet. I still don't know what it is. I just know it's slightly fizzy and very sweet. Walkaway says, I'm drinking LA Crooks sparkling water. Is it La Crooks? Not LA Crooks. That's my French for you, Walkaway. And in cranberry flavor. It's great. Wow. Very refreshing. Hey, Chrissy. Chrissy says, hi, everyone. Tonight's a big night for my family. Amelia, my daughter, found out her spot on a waiting list for Disney World University came up. What is that? What is Disney World University? Is it like university? Or some sort of Disney thingy? I need to know. And you have to be on waiting list as well. So I bet it's probably quite special. Susan says, I managed to stitch every day so far on Traveling Library. in 2026. So you've done the entire month. Yes, today's February, isn't it? My goodness. And so you've done the entire month. Well done. That's quite an ambition. Do you think you're going to keep going until the end of the year? I think Susan really wants that, duvet cover. I understand. Let me check over here. Done. Okay, not too bad. I was quite lost for a little while. I think I found my way back. Bess Williams says lemon honey and ginger tea for me. Is it warm or cold? Is it a nice warm drink? Very nice. Lona says I was working on traveling library and now I'm working on pandemic. That's sampler, isn't it? Lona says I'm using 5 different colors and so far I might add 1 more. So is it up to you? So the pattern doesn't tell you what color to use. Or I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be so scared. I need directions. Hey Bex, welcome. Hang on, Chrissy. So it's a real university. Chrissy says she'll be leaving in May to live, work, and study at Disney World. We're going out tonight to celebrate. What is that then? So is it a normal university, but in Disney? Wow, I need to know more. And also, Captain Squirrel, did you go to the stitching session? Is it happening yet? Is it today? I thought you guys were meeting up yesterday or something like that. How did it go? Ellen says regarding the Gecko Rouge membership, I think. Ellen says it's a saving program, so you can buy a kit from Gecko Rouge instead of the whole amount at once. So, oh right, so it's a sort of installment, like Layaway, and they also give discount on kits. Oh, I see. Because I was trying to figure out how it works. It kind of just doesn't make sense because it just sounds like you're giving them money, but I just don't know what what you get back. So, but why don't you, if you're gonna save up anyway? So does that mean if you start paying the membership, they give you the kit right away? No, because if you think about installments, layaway, right? You get a product first, and then in the meanwhile, you spread the cost and pay them back in, I don't know, a period of time. But the membership is more like you just give them money, they don't give you anything until it hits 6 months. So that's the part I didn't understand. and probably still don't. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Where am I? I really don't know where I am. Help. That's that stitch. Two and 1. Okay. And 3. I think we're good. Okay. Oh wow! So Bex and Captain Squirrel met up yesterday in the library. They have a stitching group going on there in person. I think once a month, wasn't it? How wonderful! I hope you had a great time. I mean, Australia is pretty big, but we have 2 stitchers. They're very close to each other, location-wise. How amazing. Sola says, I'm drinking cafe au lait, Southern pecan coffee, another one. Well, pecan coffee sounds very popular. Sounds lovely. Lona says, root beer is some of the most fizzy soda you can get. Is it really fizzy? Oh, I'm probably thinking about something else. Jackie says, root beer is very sweet, almost like syrup type of soda. Oh, it sounds like a nightmare to me. My body doesn't react well when it's sort of too much sugar. All right, that's nice. All right, a little bit tricky. And the next color I'm going to stitch is 720. 720. Lovely orange. So Captain Squirrel, you enjoyed it? Wonderful. That's so nice. So nice. Really happy for you guys. Ellen says, I pay £12 monthly. Is it Gecko Rouge or Pain-Free Craft? So this is, oh, I see. Okay, so this is probably Gecko Rouge. Ellen says, I pay £12 monthly membership, and after 6 months, I get a gift card of £82. And if I order charts or other stuff in the shop, in between, I get 20 discount. Okay, that's interesting. So £12. For some reason, I was under the impression that you pay them £50 per month. So I thought, well, that's a lot of money to give each month. Maybe I probably got it confused. So £12. So my maths is terrible. £12 multiplies 6. How many pounds is that? Anyone who's got a calculator, handy, please kindly do a calculation for me. So I suppose it probably work out, more or less. Right. So, but you don't get a kit until you pay them for 6 months, right? So it's not like you get a product first and then you pay them back slowly. That's an interesting system. £72, I presume. Thank you, Lona. Oh, it's wonderful. The Lona's got a calculator working there. I don't. Interesting. But hopefully Gecko Rouge is going to do well in the future, because now the sort of the areas they're able to ship their products probably is going to be a little bit more limited than before. And also, I know if you're buying Gecko Rouge, you're probably happy to pay, you know, a fair amount of money to get a beautiful kit. But at the same time, if the shipping is so hefty, it's going to, you know, drive some people away for sure. That's just the way it is. Hey, Adri? Hello? Is it Adri? I'm back. Oh, welcome back, Adri. Yeah, Adri is visiting us, you know, only over Christmas and New Year and special occasions. So I don't know what today is. Oh, yes, that's right. Adri, this is first day of February. That's why. How nice to have you, Adri. I'm slightly behind the chat, okay? So, Adri, you've been very patient today. I finally got to you. Don't worry, Adri. I see you. I see you. Should I try to move forward slightly to catch up? With the chat. And Ellen says £12 on pain-free craft, £72 for 6 months. Oh, so that's for pain-free craft. And how much do you pay for Gecko Rouge, I wonder? So okay, so £12 is for pain-free craft. That's fair. Captain Squirrel says Artisy has a cute rabbit freebie at the moment. Oh, another rabbit. Yes. Go grab it. All right, that one I have done. Okay, let me move up. Over here. Oh, Lona says, I use my brain. Oh, how refreshing, Lona. Use your brain to count, not a calculator. That's an alien experience for me. If I don't have a calculator, you know, I'm going to be in trouble. Clara says, when you lay away in America, you never get the product first, Yogi. You get your product when you are done with paying the total amount. Okay, because I only learned the terminology from Heaven and Earth, because, you know, we don't really have that here. We have installments, but that's different. Installments is basically you get the product first and then you pay them back slowly, right? Month by month. And so, okay, so layaway is actually different, because I was under the impression layaway is just, you know, American way of saying installments. So with layaway, you actually do not get the product. You just give the money. But if that's the case, why can't you just keep the money in your bank account until you have the money and then you buy the product? Or does that mean they're going to sell it to you in some sort of discount? Maybe that's it. There's got to be something. There's got to be some sort of bonus. Otherwise, you just save the money in your bank account and wait till you have enough money. I'm probably missing something here. 1, 2. Yes, I think shipping is just getting so crazy right now, the costs. Hey, Lynn. Welcome. Lynn says, hi, Yogi and all the stitchers. Hope you're okay. The cross-stitcher guide is 30 £100 a year and you get charts. It's really good. So is it a magazine? Is there some sort of magazines you get? Let me take a sip of my drinks. Adri says, I was wondering how long it was going to take. You know, I try to be thorough. You know, I try to go through the chat, but I'm always behind. Okay, Adri. Adri, you should know by now. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, Adri says, I finally left the job. It was too much stress and my mental health was really taking a hit from crazy hours. Good for you, Adri. Yes, it sounds like, you know, Adri actually works worked at the airport in Germany. And yes, I suppose, you know, airport is probably as crazy as it gets. So if it's not, you know, working for you, then let it go. Let it go. Good for you. And maybe you get to stitch with us a bit more often rather than, you know, twice a year, Christmas, New Year, and maybe, I don't know, 1st of February. So you need to look after yourself. Put yourself first. Lovely. Hey, Janine. Oh, late for the class, Janine. Janine says, hello. Look at that bunny face. Now it's bunny, is it, Janine? Not a goldfish. And I'm working on the ears as well. Once I get like little ears working, then it definitely looks like a rabbit. Okay? No seafood, okay? No seafood stitching. Is it time for chocolate? Susan, you're about half an hour early for hot chocolate. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Susan is making hot chocolate. Sola says, over here, if you get a product first and pay them later, it's credit. Layaway, you make payments, and when it's paid off, you get the product. So when you pay off whatever it is you're trying to pay off, are you paying the full price? So let's say if the retail price of whatever you're trying to buy is $100, do you have to pay them $100 in order to get it? Because I'm trying to work out what would be the benefit of paying them rather than just saving up yourself. Does that mean that they're going to sell it to you in discount price? Is that the bonus? Let me have a look. There's 3 stitches here. I want to. Ellen says Go memberships are closed on Gecko Rouge and PFC now. I don't know what that is. Gecko asked £12.50 after 1 year. You get £100 voucher and 12% discount on all kits in the shop. Yeah, Right, okay. And why do they close it, I wonder? So they don't do it anymore. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Sola says it's smarter to save up the money first. You're right, Yogi. Yes, I'm just trying to figure out if it's not installments, then essentially they're keeping your money when you can just keep the money to yourself and just save up until you're ready to buy something. I'm just trying to figure out the benefit of that. So Gecko Rouge, their membership is a little bit more like Layaway. That's why it didn't make sense in my head. I just couldn't figure out what the benefit would be. Hi, Michelle Fuller. Michelle says, hello, I'm dealing with a flat tire this afternoon. So no stitching for me. You guys have fun afternoon. Oh dear, are you stuck with a car with a flat tire? Well, occasionally happens to bicycles as well, but it's not as critical. I can just drag the bike and just walk with the bike until I find a bike shop. I think with the cars, it's a little bit different. And do not get too stressed, okay? Yogi sending love for you. And Michelle, I just got a notification from Michelle. Michelle, did you buy me a power drink? How nice of you. You're in a stressful situation because I've got... That's very nice of you, Michelle. I just got a notification now. That's very, very kind. Yes, Michelle says, have a cup of coffee on me. Sorry, I can't join today. I'm so kind because I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. I haven't really mentioned it. I just kind of keep it there. How nice of you to notice, Michelle. Thank you so much for your support. I'll definitely have a power drink on you. Yes, Solar Winds, exactly. No calamari, okay? So I'm trying to catch up with the chat here. Adri says the breaking point was when a passenger threatened to kill me. What? And so that's when I told myself, I'm not worth it. You're probably right, Adri. So Adri, you're working at the airport rather than on the plane, right? So you're not flight attendants. You're working at the airport. That is crazy because the airport, I suppose anything goes. If there's delay or whatever, people get really pissed off. And also, you know, a lot of people get drunk at the airport because they're waiting and they're frustrated. So they hit the bar and they get a little bit, you know, drunk and unruly, some of them. It's not worth it. And also, you know, The airport should have infrastructure and, you know, a system to protect the employees. If they can't do that and you have to fend for yourself, then that's not good. Yes, walk away, Adri. You know, the world is big and their doors will be open, all the windows will be open for you. I promise. Captain Squirrel says, I have an amazing squirrel pattern called Autumn Tree from Stitches. So beautiful. And I can't look any pattern right now because I'm on the new starts this year. Well, you can resist, Captain Squirrel. You know how it works. The more you resist, the more you dream about it. And next thing, you're going to be waking up at night, you know, just going, I have to go and buy that pattern because I need it in my life. That's how it works. Do not resist. Surrender, okay? Surrender, Captain. Ah, Solar says, so layaway is when you pay the full price. You don't see it much anymore. Credit is more common. So layaway was actually, oh, so it's an older system, is it? So it's not a newer thing, because I wasn't aware of such thing. Yes, credit makes more sense because you get a product first and, you know, you get to enjoy it and then you pay back slowly. That's the benefit. If they just take your money and keep it there and you get nothing, then what's the point? I'll just do it myself. And Lynn says, Yogi is the cross-stitcher's guide. Oh, guild subscription yearly. There's a guild? Oh, sounds, you know, a little bit scary. Do I have to be qualified? Do they judge me? Let's pick the next color here. I think it's going quite well. I'm going to move up now, okay? I'm going to do the bunny ears. Here we go. 920, 920. No spooky bingo so far today. 920. Michelle Fuller says, Yogi, is that an eye staring at me? I know, just one eye, okay? And really gentle eye as well. Really soft gaze, you know? When I teach yoga, I always say, you know, if you want to keep your eyes open, keep the gaze nice and soft. And this is this very soft gaze, you know, Michelle? So it's not scary at all. It looks a little bit like a fish eye, okay? But, you know, I'm addressing that issue. I'm going to give it the bunny, the ears, and you'll start to look a little bit less like a goldfish, all right? I'm working on it, Roxy Wow says, I wish Gecko Rouge sold PDFs for all their patterns. I prefer kitting up my own projects. Well, that's the thing. I think Nikki will probably hope the same as well. I think Nikki went as far as writing to Glenn, the owner, one of the owners, I think, and ask him to, you know, maybe consider doing PDFs only. I think it's a marketplace decision, isn't it? It's this business strategy in terms of who you are on the market. And I think Gecko Rouge is trying to kind of keep themselves kind of different from rest of the pattern companies. So if you want their patterns, you have to buy the whole lot. So that's where they are right now. I think once upon a time they were doing patterns only because Nikki has the world map from them years ago. I don't know how long, because I really only found out, discovered Gecko Rouge during COVID. I didn't know who they were, so I don't know how long they've been around, what they were doing before. Hey, Jody. Jody says, I'm blown away how small 25 count tent stitches are. Jody, are you doing single strand or double strand? If you do double strand, they work out quite similar to full cross in terms of coverage. Jody says, I've been wanting to purchase a Gecko Rouge project, but I think I should finish one of my 4 projects first. Jody, you only have 4? You've been hanging out with us. Jody only has 4, guys. We have work to do. Yes, that's very sensible, because Gecko Rouge, yes, they have a lot of beautiful patterns. But then again, you know, it's really depending on whether there are patterns you just absolutely have to have from them. Because there are a lot of really beautiful patterns out there. Recently, I discovered So Beautiful as well, right? Quite a lot of you are stitching their patterns, and they're patterns only, and there are a lot of very beautiful projects as well. So all right, I'm working upwards to get to the little bunny ears. Janine says, I'll never be able to resist not starting a new project in a year. That sounds like torture. In the entire year. Who is doing that? We need to do something about it. I think I'm quite sensible. You know, I have a few new starts, but it's not crazy number, because I think if I'm starting too many at the same time, I get overwhelmed as well. So I can never do like Nikki does. Nikki started 5 on New Year's Day. And I think she's got 10 now, new starts. And this is only the first month of the year. So, yeah. I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, the kind of speed that I'm stitching, you know. I need to be a little bit more sensible. And also, I don't want to particularly, because every new start is special for me. I don't want to just start, you know, projects left, right, and center. I want to pace myself, you know. Captain Squirrel says, I have 175 webs. I have to resist or I'll live on till I'm 200. I think that boat has sailed, Captain. If you look at 175, I don't care how fast you stitch. Even if, you know, if you stitch alien speed, like some of the aliens that we've got in the group, you're not going to make it for, 175 completion. So just let that go. Just enjoy, just enjoy the process. And, that's it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You've got 175. You can have another, 200. It wouldn't make any difference. It's like having cats. If you have one cat, it's like a thing. But it's not that different from having 5 cats. The effort you put into having cats is very, very similar. Okay, so solar winds. This is really helpful. It's kind of getting me to understand the differences between layaway and credit. Right, so solar says, I see. So on credit installments, you pay interest, but there are also sort of interest-free installments as well. So it really depends. So maybe different, little bit different in America. Janine says, I was actually browsing fabric today, so I could start a new one. Which one are you starting, Janine? Oh, Nikki says, so Glenn from Gecko Rouge said he may consider it later. I think he's just being polite, okay, Nikki? But who knows? Because shipping is getting so expensive. Maybe they need to change their strategy. So Nikki's referring to Glenn from Gecko Rouge. And Nikki actually got in touch with a gentleman to ask him to release, to set those patterns free. But they were so kind. I don't know whether you guys noticed. Glenn actually sent me an email telling me that they're going to put a clip of me stitching their project on their Instagram. They created like a montage of clips of floss tubers stitching their product. And I did not get the email I didn't check, you see. So I didn't get it until they released that post. And I was pleasantly surprised. So they put a little clip of me stitching on their Instagram, which is very, very nice. So they are paying attention. They're paying attention. Here we go. Let me end it here. $9.20. $9.20. Betty Hankins says, I've wanted, I can't remember the exact name, bizarre books or something on Gecko. The same way here in the US, kitting it myself would save me a couple $100. Yeah, I think I know which. Is it Thompson, Colin Thompson's? Because he's got a bookshelf thingy, kind of pyramid shape, quite large. Janine, yes. Be mindful when you go to Gecko Rouge, okay? You might walk out with something in your basket. Right, let me pick the next color. And I'd like to have a sip of my coffee, actually. Lovely. Janine says stitches so beautiful, has some beautiful charts. But are they confetti? Right. So they have very similar kind of different formats, don't they? They've got a regular. Do they have a small? I can't remember, but they have regular size, they have larger size, and they have regular colors and also max colors as well. Kind of similar to Gecko Rouge, not Gecko Rouge, Heaven and Earth, and they have mini sizes as well. Some of them. All right, 922. 922. I don't mind confetti as long as it's, it's a beautiful pattern. I'm patient. One stitch at a time, I think. Jody says I'm leaving town next week and I'll be starting project number 5, a small 6-inch round pattern on 14 counts. Oh, so it's kind of like an on-the-go project, is it? There you go. One more on the list. Captain, you should have known by now, Captain. You've been here for a little bit. You know how it goes. Okay, so this is 922, 922. So a lot of orangey brown colors today. Roxy Wild says, I have this goal of having a project from each of the big full coverage companies. I'm currently having a Hate, a Pain-Free Craft, and Tilton. Oh, that I'm not that familiar with. An Artisy. I want to start a So Beautiful. Exactly. And maybe a Gecko Rouge as well. That's nice because you get to kind of experience different type of charts. And there are, I can definitely feel a difference because my Christmas project was from Artisy. I can feel a difference in terms of ways charted. And what else have I got? Gecko Rouge definitely feels different from Heaven and Earth. I can feel a difference. And yeah, so it's part of the stitching experience. Samantha says, I only have 2 whips. Samantha? But Samantha has just joined us recently, already. It's doubled. Okay, so it's okay. We're patient. We'll work on you. No problem, Samantha. Do not worry. Janine says Samantha 2 whips. Don't you get bored? Exactly, Janine. Yes, we need to work on Samantha, but Samantha's been doing really well. She's, keeping up with the curriculums and doing black work and stuff like that. So, she's got potential for sure. I'm very hopeful. I did one extra stitch there. Bess Williams says regarding different pattern companies, and she says unconventional X cross stitch. That I hear quite often as well. I'm not familiar with them. I need to go and explore as well, because I discover quite a different companies from you guys. Jackie says, remember when Glenn joined us in our chat? I know. It was a really nice surprise, but he kind of, went hiding. Went hiding now. Who knows? Glenn, if you're lurking, come forward. It's okay. We don't bite. Glenn is probably, doesn't want to get interrogated by Nikki, so it's Nikki's fault. Nikki's scaring Glenn away. Nikki's like going, oh, there, and not Nikki. Glenn is like going, there's Nikki. I've got to hide, because she's going to ask me to release all my beautiful patterns and turn them into PDFs, and no one's going to buy our kits. So that's Nikki's fault. Samantha says, I just started my own, I started one by Amy Stewart, and I have my black work piece, but I have the fabric to start traveling library and another black work piece. There you go. That's 4. 2 more adding to the list. So Samantha, what were you stitching before you joined the group? So you've got 4 now, and all four of them you started after you joined. So what were you stitching before? I'll be curious to know. Captain Squirrel says unconventional cross stitch charts are awesome. Oh. And Malja says, was it this Gecko Rouge project? You've got problem with missing lines in charts that you didn't stitch? Yes, Mal. So you've been watching that session that I explained what happened to my Gecko Rouge the first try. It wasn't even just first try. I stitched that piece solidly for over 2 years, 2.5 years. And then I realized the chart was generated incorrectly. So every page I missed 3 rows and 3 columns. So the whole picture, I couldn't really tell, to be honest. I'm trying to recall how I discovered it. But once you notice it, I just couldn't ignore it. So I had to restart. I'm very happy with the restart, actually. I just need to work on it a little bit more. It's an epic piece. And the second time is a very different experience for me. It's like a new piece, really, because I'm starting from different location. I'm stitching on different fabric count. So essentially, I'm kind of treating it as a new start. Samantha says, I also have a dimensions kit on the way. Well, there you go, Samantha. Samantha was saying, well, I only have two when there are three in the pipeline happening simultaneously. Exactly. We have our dimensions saw on Wednesday as well. And Adri, listen, now we have a new sound day, okay? It's on Wednesdays we do a dimensions kit. So I know Adri that does not really do full coverage, heaven and earth style. Dimensions kit is quite, the patterns are quite manageable, Adri. So now, you probably need some therapy to recover from your job at the airport. Why don't you get a kit, one of those dimensions kit, and join us, Every Wednesday we celebrate dimensions pattern. See you later, Captain. We'll see you later. Nikki says, I didn't say anything when he was here, but he probably remembers. He's like thinking, is that the Nikki that wrote to me and just literally just telling me to release my patterns? Oh, poor Glenn, Walkaway says, I don't even know how many whips I have. I can't handle the truth. It's okay. I mean, we've got people like, Captain Squirrel's got 170, whips going on there. And also we have people like Busy Mom. Busy Mom started over 60 new projects last year, just 1 year, over 60 project. So yeah, you're not alone, okay? Do not be afraid. Just start counting. And Nikki can only count to 4. I can manage about 5. But yeah, just give it a little count there. It doesn't matter. If it says 200, that's just the way it is. It's just a number. Doesn't matter. Nikki says I was very cordial and respectable. Of course you are. Yes, Glenn was in the chat. He can probably feel the stare from behind his back from Nikki, just staring at him, virtually. Sola says, hope Dolly makes an appearance. I think she's sleeping in the sofa. I think she went out quite a lot this afternoon, so she's exhausted. Hopefully, who knows? Sometimes I turn around and she's there, belly up, really quiet. 922. And just to remind you, we have a new dolly emoji, okay? So this is the winter edition. So we had a New Year edition up to yesterday. And from now is winter dolly, okay? She's gonna warm your heart every day. Adri says, which kit did you say I should get? You can pick anything. You can pick you know, Dimensions. It's a company. I don't know whether you're familiar with them. And just look up places online like Amazon. Just look up Dimensions cross-stitching kits. And there are tons and tons of different ones. You can pick, you know, anything big and small. I'm working on one called Maggie. The mess maker. I can show you the pattern, see if you like it, and you can go and get it, okay? And if not, just pick anything. Let me show you this one, my Dimensions pattern here, okay, Adri? This is the one I'm working on. Isn't it gorgeous? And that kitty looks a little bit like one of my, not quite like Dolly, but a little bit like Dolly's sister, Molly, a little bit. And the little kitty is called Maggie. So I started this kit the third time, okay, third time lucky, and last Wednesday. And Nikki and Clara, who else is doing this one? Is it Clara as well? And yeah, along with everybody else, stitching together with a Dimensions kit, okay? If this one's kind of almost full coverage, other than the kind of wallpaper at the background. And if it's too much, you can pick something, you know, smaller, simpler. It's up to you. All right. So this is one of the dimension. This is one I'm working on, but you can pick whatever you like. Emalgia says I'm waiting for a package with a floss, and even we for my new project, can't wait, is going to be my first Charting Creations full coverage pattern. Is it a name of the company? Charting Creations. I'm learning new companies every day. Ellen says, poor stitches, Yogi. We can't start more Gecko Rouge projects without buying kits. I know. I think, well, this is a choice the company make, isn't it? Because the reason Heaven and Earth and few other companies are so popular because it's very accessible. You can just download the pattern, you can start stitching. And for me, someone like me as a floss tuber as well, and you know, it's very easy. We all we have to do is discover a new pattern, and I've got everything ready. I probably need to get the fabric, and that's it. But the thing is, if I wanted to get another kit from Gecko Rouge, I need to save up first. So I probably need to join one of their layaway system to save up, and that could take months and months. And also I've got a giant project ongoing already, so you know, so I can't just go and, you know, buy their kits willy-nilly. It's not really, you know, that kind of price range for most people. Right, let me pick the next one. I want to get to the bunny ears, okay? I keep saying that, I know, and I just keep stitching the head area. Here we go. All right then. 919, 919. Such it's a brown, reddish brown. Oh, Susan. Yes, that's quite right. Michelle is getting a kit as well. I don't know which one Michelle's got. Michelle's dealing with a flat tire. Laura says, I always thought dimensions were so hard comparing to full coverage. Laura, no, yeah, well, it really depends. If you look at Maggie, that particular pattern, I think the cross-stitching part of it, it may be simpler, easier to stitch comparing to Heaven and Earth, for instance, because it's very low confetti. I say no confetti at all. But the thing is, it's got kind of added sort of elements of different type of stitches. And for some stitches, it might be slightly overwhelming as well. So really depending on what type of stitches you are. I love, different stitches. I just find it so much fun. I love back stitching. I like French knots, etc. It just add, sort of adding different layers, different effects. But some people might prefer just straightforward cross stitching. So complexity is very hard. It's probably different for everyone. Some people might find Maggie, the messmaker, quite complex to stitch. Some might go, well, it's a kind of simpler chart as well. So I like a bit of both. Margia says it's an online shop. Okay. So it's always good to discover different companies. Samantha says, I've got 201 stitches in today so far. I'm off to my job. Oh, Samantha, that's true. Samantha always get to stitch with us and then go to work. Amazing. And I salute to you, our work club members. And have a great day at work. And it's a Sunday as well, isn't it? Amazing. All right. Let me go up here. Nikki says they would make tons of money because people collect charts too. Well, yes, I don't know how it works out for them actually. Yes, I don't know because charts, when it comes to charts, okay, you can only price them at a certain range because it's a digital product, and I don't know. I don't know how much profit you get comparing to selling physical items. It's hard to gauge. But I presume they stay where they are because maybe it's more profitable, at least at this point. I hope. And it's quite interesting because if you think about pain-free crafts and a couple of other companies, perhaps, they do a bit of both. I don't know whether it's a good thing or bad thing, because pain-free craft, as far as I know, I've never bought charts from them, but Nikki has, right? Nikki's got 6 portals, and they kind of do a little bit of both. They do certain charts. Majority of the charts, I think they do download, but they do kits as well. So I don't know whether that probably complicates the operation a little bit. I think Heaven and Earth up to this year, they were doing material packs as well, very similar to you know, kits really, essentially. But they stopped doing that. So I don't know how profitable physical kits are. And also, you know, does that, well, I presume probably need a warehouse, and you need to keep the stock level of your material up so you can kit up whenever you need it. And that may be very complex. I think anything to do with physical material and human labor, you know, you need to have people there doing the kitting up for the customers. I think it's just a lot more complex. Okay, these ones. Chelsea says, Dimensions kit vary in price, So, so much even for the same count and price. I picked Bayside Cottage, and Chelsea, you've got the kit, haven't you? Yeah, and also I don't know. I'm just slightly worried about Dimensions because all signs pointing to the fact that they're perhaps not doing as well as they should, because they have not come up with new designs, new patterns for maybe for a few years. Because if you look back, there's some new ones, quote unquote, new releases. They're really kind of small pieces, and I don't know how new or old they are. And also the companies being sold to another company, and then sold to another company after that, because the companies they took over went under as well. I think it was taken over by Simplicity. They do kind of sewing patterns, as far as I know. And then they went under as well. So now it is being handed to another company. And who knows? They might just keep the catalog there and not doing any future work. And I think that would be a shame. Susan says pain-free craft. Also print paper charts only. I think they have a physical shop too. Yes, I think in Scotland there's a physical shop, because I remember one of the stitchers in Scotland says literally the shop is, you know, not very far away. So they do a combination of heaven and earth type of operation. They print patterns or download, and also they kit it up for you with certain patterns. So, and they have a retail shop as well, physical shop, which is kind of rare for cross-stitch shop to exist. I've never seen one. Oh, Michelle. Michelle says, I've got Santa. Oh, the dimensions. Oh, now I remember. Yes, I remember you mentioned it. 5 by 7 inches, so small. Yes. And as Michelle says, I looked at the chart. It looks fairly confetti heavy. Really, dimensions chart. And here's back stitches, back blending, blended threads. I think it will finish beautifully. Yes, they're particularly with gold gold collections as well. A lot of blended colors. I think for my chart, the Maggie one, I can't remember how many. Quite a few, maybe 13 or something. They're blended colors. I like that actually. I don't mind it. It just it's fun. And I think Joyce is doing one from Dimensions that actually involves beads as well. I never come across one that's got beads. But that's what Joyce is working on. So it's quite diverse, quite diverse. And Ellen says, I saw a post on Gecko Rouge Facebook group that they were selling less kits and struggle. Oh dear, I can totally imagine that. Because first of all, they were already positioned on the market as luxury, kits. So instantly, you're probably narrowing down your audience already. But that's by choice, right? But now, shipping physical items is a challenge. And hopefully that's going to change. I don't know. Eventually they have to work something out. Otherwise, people will have to stop shipping things. But yeah, I can totally imagine it may be challenging right now. Because there's so many companies selling charts, because their target audience essentially is us, people like you and me. We love this way of stitching, which is pretty niche already, because it's not like Dimensions. Dimensions is a lot more accessible for most people. They have, patterns big and small, and some, samplers, and not everything's full coverage. In fact, majority of them probably not full coverage. And that's how I discovered cross stitching. If the first cross stitching pattern I discovered was as complex as something like Heaven and Earth, I probably wouldn't do it. It's just too much for someone who's new for cross stitching. So so that's not Gecko Rouge either. So Gecko Rouge is targeting people like you and me, but at the same time, only a very small group of us, want to and can afford their kits. So, we're talking about maybe not very huge number of people. And now they have to, deal with the shipping costs outside the UK as well. And yeah, that's probably not fun at all. So who knows? They probably have to change their strategy a little bit. Walkaway says simplicity went under now too. Yes, that's what I learned. Clara says cacao time. That's a new way of saying hot chocolate. Yes, indeed. Yes, it's chocolate time, isn't it? We nearly missed it. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Let's have a bit of chocolate, shall we? And we can keep chatting. So let me just come this way. That's really pretty, isn't it? I just love the fuzziness of the image. And let's grab some chocolate here. Yes, you know what's coming. Michelle, look away. Michelle, look away. Giant chocolate button, because I think Michelle's stock is running very low if it's not out already. That's okay, Michelle. I'll eat the chocolate button for you, okay? Here we go. Giant chocolate button. Not so giant, this one, because something happened with shipping. All of them are broken. Can you see that? They're all broken like this. So not many of them stay like one piece. So unfortunately, it's like a broken chocolate button. Broken giant chocolate button is probably more accurate. Lovely. Delicious, Slow. Lona says, I have a cross-stitch shop in Tulsa. Where's Tulsa? Is it your shop, Lona? Or nearby shop? Susan says, I like going to NEC shows. What's that? What's NEC shows? And she says, I love having options of nosing around lots of different retailers. Is that like a craft related thing? Oh, the chocolate is melting all over in my hands. Nikki says companies need to pivot in rough times and don't be like Blockbuster's video store. Well, I think that's probably what happened to Dimensions. I'm just speculating. I have no idea what happened to them. But I think because Dimensions, they've been doing so well for so long. Maybe they just didn't feel like they needed to change and move with time. You know, when everything goes digital, they stay very much, you know, hard copy, physical kids. And, you know, by the time they realize things have changed, it's too late. You can't catch up with technology. You have to move ahead or you're behind. Simple. You can't cheat when it comes to technology. It's moving forward so fast. By the time you realize that everyone else is doing something, it's too late for you as a company. It happens so many times. You know, do you guys remember Nokia, the phone company? It happened to them because they just didn't move fast enough into smartphones and stuff like that. And instantly, they're out. Too late. Walkaway says, I have heard that small Go dimension kits are harder than the large ones. Oh, I don't know. All my pieces, I would consider Maggie is on the larger side. So with smaller kids, maybe they're talking about incorporating more sort of embroidery, you know, stitches and maybe beading as well. It's possible. It's possible. I have not done smaller pieces. I like everything big. You know, if you give me a small chart and a large chart, I just go to the large one. Lona says my Dimensions Gold kit has French knots, but no beads. I have not come across the sort of patterns I wanted that involved beads. I'll probably put, you know, to be honest, I probably felt slightly intimidated. Let me take another piece of chocolate. Cheers. Yes, Michelle. I'll eat it for you, okay? I know it's broken. They're all broken, this bag, the entire bag. There are a few intact pieces, and I eat them sparingly. I try to get through the broken pieces as well. Yeah, they're all broken, look. But delicious. Do you think it's bad karma? Broken buttons. Oh dear, Michelle. I'm probably going to have a flat tire with my bicycle as well. Right, so Lona is not your shop. This is a shop nearby. Yeah, I don't know in London. Maybe if you go to a certain area of London, you get independent craft shops. I personally never seen a cross-stitching shop as such. Most craft shops, they're probably a mixed bag of everything, you know. They might be selling some cross-stitching kits and some, you know, yarn for knitting and a bit of everything. But you know, in London, most of the times you have to go to department stores like John Lewis or Liberty. They have a haberdashery section. But again, it's a very mixed bag of everything. You know, it's not just for stitching. So I loved, you know, I love it if there's kind of cross-stitching specific shop. But it's probably too niche, you know, for a shop in London. I mean, it's probably very hard to survive. Well, the chocolate's lovely, Michelle. I enjoy that. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Sola says Nokia was my first cell phone. My boss bought it for me because he wanted me to be safe on the trip for the company. Yes, it's one of these flip phones, you know, and Nokia was very popular when mobile phones started to get popular. And then they kind of just didn't move forward into the smartphone when iPhone was happening, etc. And suddenly they just disappeared. It doesn't take long. Chelsea says Pain-Free Craft has a Harry Potter section. Oh, so Chelsea's a Harry Potter fan. Oh dear, don't go. Actually go, enjoy it. And Betty says beading is really easy. Just the first leg, pick up the bead, and the last leg. Well, easy when you know how to do it, Betty, you know. I have never done it. Someone explained that to me in the chat. I think it's like a 10 stitches, but incorporating the beads as you stitch or something like that. I would like to give it a try. Maybe a small piece, just a small piece. Janine, you're saying like impossible. So you want Chelsea to go to Pain-Free Craft and look at Harry Potter charts and not buy anything? Janine, that's just inhumane. All right then, let me move into the bunny ear area a little bit more. Let's have a look. All right then, 3830, 3830. There you go. Look, now it doesn't look like a goldfish, does it? Now, who's laughing now? Me. Susan says, a Alexandra Palace also hosts a big craft show. So just craft in general. You know, the only craft show, it's not really a craft show, it's like a stitching show, a stitching exhibition, not exhibition, fair, kind of stitching fair that I went to was when we came out of COVID, which was maybe 3 years ago and a little bit. And I treated myself to, I think this is called stitching fair, something like that. It's quite a big one and it happens every year. And I have to say, I was quite disappointed because it's a craft show. So it's kind of a bit of everything. And I couldn't find anything sort of cross-stitching specific, not really. You know, it's a mixed bag of things. It's got knitting stuff and quite a lot of fabric as well, but not for cross-stitching specifically. And they also had all sorts of things like threads and stuff, which is fine. But I could not find anything specifically for cross-stitching per se. Very little. So I kind of walked away quite disappointed. I never went back again. Let me mark them as I go. Okay. Lona says I was a model stitcher for a cross-stitch shop in Tulsa and did beaded projects for them as well as plain cross-stitch patterns. What do you mean by model stitcher? Is this some sort of professional thing that you stitch samples for them? Lona, wow, I'm very impressed. And now Lona is a model stitcher in Yogi's group, right? Lona still got it. Walkaway says I'll be starting Hey Chart, and that's a Lord of the Rings theme, and it's a superhero called a gift. So superhero called a gift is part of the Lord of the Rings, really? And if you want to stitch something that's Lord of the Rings related, there is a world map. It's a Middle Earth map. It's all brown with a little bit of black. You know, maybe 3 colors overall. And it's massive. Go for it. Laura says, I've seen people using beads instead of French nuts, and it seems so much easier. Oh, that's an idea. Yes, because basically, I think French nut is creating something like a bead, isn't it? Similar effects. And I really don't mind French nuts. I know some people, they do not like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy a little bit of French nuts. Let me have a look over here. And I might go up actually. Here we go. There's a little bit of an ear situation happening, okay? It's all kicking off. All kicking off for this bunny. Superhero is a typo. What did you mean then? Lona says, Yogi, they gave me the supplies. I stitched it and gave them back the finished piece. They finished it and display in the shop. Oh, right. Amazing, Lona. Yes, no one's going to pay me to stitch pieces for them. They're going to be waiting for a long time. Wow. So they really have to have confidence in your stitching skills to be able, to want to offer you the money. I presume they paid you. So you're a professional stitcher then, Lona. That explains why you're an alien. Okay, so you had a little bit of training. I don't know which one comes first. Are you an alien first and then they found you, or through stitching for them you turn into an alien? I don't know. Chicken and egg. Thank you, Bags. Bags has to go, and she says the rabbit is looking great, Yogi. So now officially, Bags, this is a rabbit, right? Can we all agree with that? And no one's gonna mention koi or seafood of any kind. Okay, this is not a fish. This is a rabbit, and Bags actually agrees. It's official. Okay, let's work together. And Betty says, I've seen a couple of floss tubers using only beads for their full coverage. I heard about that as well. So they're basically planting beads with every single stitch. That sounds quite scary if you ask me. But imagine full coverage. So it's a little bit like diamond painting, but with beads, right? Lona says, I'm just unique. All right, I'll go with that. Okay, Lona. And Lona is unique, okay? Unique, like that. Can you see that? Lona says, I make money too. They put it on my account and I got to buy merchandise for them and got discount. So were they really large pieces? Did you have to work on it for a long time? Because I always wonder, who are stitching those pieces at the shop, And also, guys, do you think companies like Heaven and Earth nowadays, do they actually have people stitching their patterns and to check the samples? Do you think they do that? Because they have so many charts. I don't think it's possible to test on every single chart. And also, this reminds me, was it Jackie? Yes, Jackie, was you. Did you not write something to Amy Stewart and she replied? And also she's got like 2 new charts or something. My God, I know that out of the 2, because originally I thought they were the same pattern, but looks like they're 2 different charts, and I know which one I have to have. Jackie. Because Jackie was writing on Instagram to Amy Stewart, and because she released 2 new pieces of artwork, and they're adorable. And so Jackie wrote to them and go, well, please, can you release them as cross-stitching patterns? And the lady replied and go, yes, they have been sent to heaven and earth. So who knows? You know, we're going to get very busy again. And Ellen says, I stitched 2 model kits for a shop in the Netherlands and never get paid for it. What? Outrageous. And she says, I'm pretty sure they sold my stitch projects as it was never displayed on the fair. What? So why did you agree to do that for them? You know, show me the paycheck before I even do a single stitch. Jody says 439 stitches done on my large project today. Wow, that's a lot. That's like 2 sessions for Yogi. That kind of number, maybe more, maybe 3. And Jody, oh no, Jody's just bragging now. Jody says, I'm averaging 100 stitches per hour, but I hope I'll get faster with a better light coming tomorrow. Jody, try 60 stitches in 3 hours, okay? That's a standard you should be aiming for, okay? Oh, 100 per hour. Show off. See you later, Jody. Oh, now Lona is getting competitive. Lona goes, hey, I've also been a model stitcher for another blackwork designer. Lona. So that's why Lona knows so much about blackwork. See, little bunny ear. It's happening. Okay, it's official. Betty Hankins says, Hate has always asked my permission to put my finished hates in their gallery. I assume that's their testing. Right, so basically they just outsource all the stitches. They have already done it, so they don't have to pay them or wait for it. That's very cunning, isn't it? So it probably means Betty actually has hate pieces finished. That's shocking. That's such an alien concept. Oh, Lona, are you designing quilting patterns as well? Dear, oh dear. We have some aliens and very talented people in this group. Ah, so Ellen's, they told you up front they weren't going to pay you. Right. Okay, they weren't going to pay you, but the work were going to be shown on the fair. Right. Well, if there wasn't a written contract, there's very little you can do. I don't know. That's a bit cheeky, isn't it? See you later, Sarah. Sarah says the bunny is too cute. I know, isn't it adorable? Look at that. And I think there's a little bit of smiley face here. Yes, night-night to Sarah. Great to have you. I'll see you tomorrow. Nikki's asking, how much do you get paid as a model stitcher? That's interesting because it's impossible to guess. I have no idea. Lona. And I'm guessing that, companies like Heaven and Earth, they probably don't really test every pattern anymore. Maybe they just, they're quite confident with their own charts because they've charted, been charting for so long. Oh, Lona, so that was your son's pattern. So he's a pattern designer for quilting, is it? Oh, it runs in the family, isn't it? Alien family. So Ellen says it's 25 euro to 50. That doesn't sound like a lot considering it probably takes, I don't know how long to do a chart like that. That doesn't sound, well, I think people probably do it for love rather than for money, because if you want to do it for money, you probably have to stitch every waking hour. One, two. One, two, three. Oh. Yes, Nikki, that doesn't sound like a lot at all for that kind of effort. I think if you do it for fun, basically you get a free kit and they pay you a little bit of money, but still you're probably under pressure to finish it by a certain time. So it is kind of a job, isn't it? And Lona says, as far as stitching for the black work designer, I was given a choice of patterns and got to pick the ones I wanted to stitch. And Lona, did they give you deadlines as well? Do you have to complete it by a certain time? Because I'm just trying to imagine the pressure. It's probably not much fun. having to stitch so fast. Tracy Parker says, I think Kamari could be a model stitcher for Hade, and she finishes a Hade every 9 months. Do you think that's that fast, Tracy? Because I've been following Kamari. I think she did a supersize max color. Is it Once Upon a Fairy Tale, or I think that's Lapis. I think it took her 2.5 years. And now she's stitching the Mushroom Village, I think. I think it's taking a little bit longer than 9 months. But she's very fast, though. But I'm not sure. I think if it's just for testing patterns, it's fine. But, you know, with Kamari's pieces, just make sure you don't turn the work and look at the back. Just ignore it, and that would be okay. So Lona finished the black work project in 4 days. Well, depending on how big the piece is. But I'm sure for Lona, it probably takes no time. See you later, Mauja. Anne Louise says, no one would pay me to stitch one, and it would take like 10 years for me to finish. So I'm super slow stitcher. Anne Louise, come over here and talk to Yogi, okay? You and me. So Anne Louise, I think is stitching Yogi speed, okay? It's a gold standard, Anne Louise, okay? You're in good place. You're good place. You and me, you know, who cares? I mean, 100 stitches an hour. No. Try 20, okay? 20 will do. So do not worry, Anne Louise. You're doing just fine, okay? Walkaway says, Kamari, her stitching is amazing. I know. She's like, you know, if you watch her live streaming, she does from time to time, and literally, she would talk a little bit. I think she talks to the chat as well, but her hand just never stops. She just goes like this. Just watch this. It's crazy. I found her during COVID, and I was mesmerized. I was thinking, wow, how does anybody stitch so fast? And also, she's very single-minded with her projects. I mean, recently she's kind of, you know, switched around different projects, but majority of the time she stitches one project for months and months, years, until it's finished. So she's a slightly different kind of human being. So let me check my position here. Lona says, the hate saw I'm doing. Alex, Not Alex, Alexa told me. Okay, Alexa, the thingy, told me the speed I'm doing, I can finish in April. Really? Like this April, not the next one. Dear, dear. Oh, Lona, slow down. Let's review our goal for 2026, okay? Let's aim for 50% slower, okay? Let's try that. I know it's challenging, but have faith, Lona. You can stitch slower. It's possible. Just watch Yogi. Walkaway says, that's a strange phenomenon, Walkaway. Walkaway says, after watching Kamari stitch, my own stitching got faster. But I'm not as fast as her. I can do about 100 stitches an hour. Why did it get faster just by watching her? I watched her. I didn't get faster. Just not fair. I probably got slower because I just got so shocked by the speed. And she was being really sweet though, because I went over to her channel and commented on one of her videos, and she replied and she watches us as well. So Kamari is watching, okay? So behave, everyone. And only say nice things about Kamari, okay? Lona's goal is to complete projects. Oh, completion is for losers, Lona. Let's review one more time, okay? Completion is for losers. And slow down. If you think you can't slow down any further, think again. It's possible. Oh, here we go. One more. Lona says, I'm a big loser, Lona. Laura says, Kamari is starting and finishing a thread. Boggles my mind. I know. And you know, Laura, there used to be a video that she took positioning her camera under her work. So that video was basically to show how she starts and finish her threads. And that video disappeared. I've been trying to find that video because I saw it. So that's how I figured out how she starts and finish. Because if you watch her from the top, it's not really apparent what she was doing. But basically, she just leaves a really long tail when she starts and starts stitching. And when she finishes, she does the same. Just leave a thread dangling. And that probably speeds her up as well. But she's fundamentally, a really fast stitcher as well. But also not having to start and finish threads, I think it does make a difference on her speed. And I have seen, I can't be totally sure, but I'm pretty sure, I have seen her basically doing a ninja stitch, but using a thread that long, minimum. Like really long, you can't even see my fingers, like really, really long, maybe a lot longer. And she would just take one piece of thread, do one stitch, and that's it. She doesn't try to save the remaining thread or anything. She just leaves it. So I'm thinking DMC is probably dirt cheap in Japan because I don't know how you can do that. And, you know, so everything about her stitching is just very, very, very unique. And she's really creative as well. She comes up with all sorts of ideas on how to store her threads. And yeah, we're talking about alien territory here. There you go. Ellen says I was impressed. The Kamari could stitch a supersized max color from paper. Yes, she was using paper. I nearly forgot. Yes. When I first found her, she was just having print out A4 sheet and with a pen just scribble things on top. I know, it's just she's so unusual. And then later on she switched to Pattern Keeper. Yes, I was following her at that time as well. And I was so relieved when I discovered that she started using the app as well, because it's just insane. She probably got faster after that, right? Walkaway says she doesn't waste movements in her stitching. Needle straight up and straight down, fluid movements. Yes, I think, yeah. I can try to do the same, but I'm just about, 500% slower. It's a gift. I don't question it. Lona says, Yogi, you have 3 projects. They're going very slow. Wow, but I don't believe you, Lona. Slow for you is like 200 stitches per hour or something like that. You know. Ellen says, I saw today on Instagram a cross stitcher who stitched what? I can't even count. How many digits are they? 491,000 stitches in 2025, 4 crosses. I can't even begin to gauge whether that's a lot or is it a lot. No idea. What would be the acceptable number of stitches for a year? Are we talking about stitching every waking hour? Who knows? Karen says, Kristen says, does she use double-sided needles? Are you referring to a Kamari? No, she just uses normal needles, and but she does cut her threads relatively short, probably because she has so many sort of throwaway bits, and she cut them quite short, so her hands doesn't have to move very far away. Maybe that helps as well. But yeah, the entire operation, the Kamari operation, is pretty unique. Let me have a sip of my drink here. And Betty says Nicola reached just over 500,000. So what would be the normal number of stitches? For me, I just have no clue. Tracy Parker says, I was amazed how Kamari could mark off her chart before she discovered Pattern Keeper with a pen. I know. That's why I was so stunned when I first found her. She would literally, let me demonstrate. Let me do a Kamari impression right here, okay? She would be having a A4 sheets paper printout, and she would use a pen, like a pencil or regular pens, and she would scribble on top of it, and she would she just knows where everything is, and she will hold a needle here, okay? I'm doing Kamari impression now, okay? Kamari, if you're watching, do not judge me, and so you hold a needle like that, regular needle, but she would be holding a pen at the same time as well. So those of you who have been following her before she switched to Pattern Keeper, you probably remember she would hold a pen in her hand. I think she still does that sometimes now, and holding her needles with the fingers, and she will literally stitch like this. I can't remember which hand is under, maybe the other side, but she will literally holding a pen in her hand because this saves her time, so she doesn't have to stitch, have to find the pen and then scribble. She will literally hold it like this and just stitch like this, and then she will go and scribble something on the chart. And if you look at how she draw the lines, you just kind of go, how do you know which stitches have been marked and which ones haven't? But she just does. And she does not park. She doesn't do extreme cross country. She does short distance cross country like this, and she just keeps going. Ah, I know. They're aliens and they're aliens. Ellen says we need to have an analysis from Kamari, her stitching, as they do in soccer. Ellen, that's such an interesting idea. With our members get together, I'm thinking, I don't know how it can be done, how to do it properly yet, but I'm thinking about pulling out stitchers who have unique way of stitching. Kamari will be one of them, and then Gemma Stitches, for instance, and maybe a few others. And I was thinking about compiling a group of them together, and we can do a watch party, and we can literally do like you just said, Ellen. We can just comment on their stitching style and learn from it, hopefully, and probably just get stunned and just get impressed by them. So we can do a watch party, if you have like stitches that are very unique. In my mind, Kamari will be one, and Gemma Stitches. Who else? Who else is out there that's very unique in style? So we can do a watch party, and bring the popcorn out. Tracy Parker says, Kamari is so fast. I know. And Betty says, I can do at least 70,000. But what are we talking about here? When we say an entire year, are we talking about like everyday stitching? Like if you stitch every single day, that would be the number of stitches. That's acceptable. I think for the last year, for the entire year, I probably did 5,000. How's that? Watch and learn, guys. Watch and learn. I know. I sacrifice myself every day here to demonstrate the art of slow stitching, okay? If there is an opposite of Kamari, that would be me. Janine says for Yogi, 60 stitches times 360 days. That's probably the average speed, Janine. Exactly. Wow. Everybody's. Am I right, Tracy? Have I done a really fair impression of Kamari? I was watching her. I was just like mesmerized. Rachel Morton says, I did 110,000 stitches last year. But how do you even calculate that? Where do you get that total? So does that mean you track every single piece and add them up together? Oh, you guys are aliens. Rachel says, I also work full-time and have other hobbies. What kind of hobbies? Does it take as much time as this one? Yes. And Rachel says, so I consider a medium amount. That's medium? Hello? Oh, I don't know. Yes, I need to get some, set some ground rules here and standards here, okay? That's just way too many stitches. Okay, slow down, slow down. Ellen says, I think she also marked a section that she would stitch. Do you mean on the paper? And also, it's not just the fact that you have to mark and the stitches and make sure that you know which ones are marked. It's the fact that she can read the chart in a way that, well, maybe that's why she doesn't travel very far with her stitches, because on paper, unlike the app, it doesn't highlight it for you. So you literally have to kind of work out where those, stitches are, each symbol. Walkaway says, yes, Yogi, do a stitching reaction video, watching different stitches and reacting to their techniques. No, Walkaway, even better. We're going to do a live stream together with the members and we're going to watch together. We can all react together. That's the plan. Okay. So we can get a few names together. That's unique. I came up with 2. If you know other stitches, they're kind of unique, and then please let me know. Laura says, I did 1,400 full crosses yesterday during the stream yesterday. That was a good day. Oh, Laura, really? So that's really, really fast though, just during the streams. So we did 2 streams. Overall, we probably did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 hours. 1,400. Laura, slow down. Slow down, wait for Yogi. Okay, please. Ellen says, Royal Rolls is another method. Interesting. But there, if you know someone who does a lot of Royal Rolls, then please let me know. Because the original, the OG lady, she does have a couple of videos, but they're very blurry, if I remember. So, because we probably need to just have a clip that's representative rather than doing the whole lot. Oh my God, everybody's got a journal of numbers. See, I'm so stunned. I've forgotten that I'm stitching. Everything stopped right here. Dear, oh dear. Let me pick my next color. So I'm going to move into the ear area a little bit more. Maybe do a little bit more over here. I fancy that. How's that? It's a little bit air stitching. Hang on. Let me pick this one then. 922. 922. So everybody's tracking, my goodness. That is so not normal, everyone. Stop writing down numbers, stitch numbers. All right. I'm gonna start here. I'm surrounded by aliens. Rachel says my other hobbies are working out, running, and stock trading. That's a hobby? Really? Is it relaxing? Which takes a lot of time than stitching. I suppose you probably have to do research and stuff like that. Wow. Ellen says, I'm slower with paper. And Kamari had eagle eyes that she can read her charts and stitch at the same time. I know. She's just so efficient and so, I don't know. I think she just has this gift. And she makes it look really easy as well. So it's not like she's sweating, as she's stitching. She's just like, she can chat at the same time as well. And her hands just never stop. Never stop. And I don't remember she ever had chocolate time, So maybe it's the chocolate time that's slowing me down. So blame the chocolate. Blame the chocolate. If I didn't have chocolate time, maybe I'm stitching just as fast as Kamari. Now I know what it is. Hey, busy mom. Hello. Ah, Ellen. That reminds me, because you were talking about typewriter method. Yes, Stitching Mummy. That's a very good one. Yes, absolutely. Definitely Stitching Mummy would be up there. And she does hand stitching as well, hand sewing. That's very unique as well. So definitely Stitching Mummy will be on my list. Very good. Ellen says, I wish I could understand Kamara's videos. I mean, it probably doesn't matter because, you can just watch her doing it. And, but I think that video is such a shame that she removed it. The one that she plays a camera under her work. I don't know why she removed it, because otherwise that would be a very good one to watch together. Because if she it's probably one off. No one else was stitched that way. And this is a busy mom. I think we were talking about a little cake shop earlier on. I think you're doing doing the pattern as well, aren't you? But I can't remember which version you're doing. Are you doing the full piece or quick stitch? I do remember you were doing that piece. And Walkaway says, I watch Amy with Stitchery Lovers. She stitches beautifully and plays music. It's relaxing. And early hours to put a video on and stitch. That's so interesting because I'm aware of the lady. I don't know her name. I think it's Amy, right? And I'm aware of the channel, but I can't really watch her, unfortunately, because of the music. Because I like it either speech, or if you stitch, you can just record the sound of the threads and the fabric. So I can't really do music in the background. So I have not really watched her that much, but I'm aware she's working on a lot of beautiful pieces as well. So Busy Mom says regarding the little cake shop, says I'm doing the 4-piece regular colors. Yes, Busy Mom, we're talking about it because we're trying to figure out who was doing the quick stitch supersize. I don't know whether someone just mentioned it or someone was stitching it, because the supersize one is like over 1 million stitches. Really, really quick. But I can't remember who actually was doing it. Betty says, I remember little Teresa showing on live stream how to do the royal stitches. Is that the channel name, Little Teresa? So Janine's got the same problem, same here. Because technically I could just mute it, but I don't like it because then I have to kind of replace something in the background. And it's quite interesting because when I started teaching yoga, and for a few studios, not every single studio, but one of the larger ones, there was a policy that they basically told the teachers to play music in the background for classes, and it didn't make sense to me, because why would you play music when you practice yoga? You know, this is not like some sort of entertainment show. And so I decided to not play it, even though it was their policy. They're telling you to do that. And so I was fully prepared to get fired. You know, if they go, hey, Yogi, if you don't play music, you can't teach here. I was fully prepared for them to tell me to walk. And nothing happened. They know that I don't play music. Some other teachers do. I never did, not for a single class, because it's arbitrary and it serves no purpose. They want to play music just to block, to hide the fact that there's silence. And there's nothing wrong with silence. There's nothing wrong with silence at all. Why do you want to hide it and disguise it? And that's why I have, why I have issues with background music, because it's just there to hide the fact that there's no sound. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, stitching masterpieces. Yes, very good. Very, very good. I need to jot it down. Of course, stitching masterpieces. I like her as well. And Cedric, I don't know whether you noticed, yesterday you were asking for color versions for the frog and fudge mugs. I worked that out. Now, if you go to the mug, you can find them with different backgrounds, and they actually work really well. So I just want to let you know, because yesterday Cedric actually requested, because originally the mugs came with white background. You can still get that, but now I've added 4 different colors, and they're really, really fun and pretty. So just so you know. Jeannie says, I like listening about people's lives and their stitching journey. I feel like I'm stitching with a friend. Same here. I think, for stitchers that like to listen to speech, podcasts or whatever it is, definitely. Because you're absorbing information as well, not just having music playing there for no particular reason. And also when it comes to music, I'm really picky about what I listen to. So I don't want to listen to just background music, And Chelsea says, I did 11,000 stitches in January. What? Just for the past month. Goodness, Chelsea. I know, Laura, you can hear it, can't you? It's Lily. I know. Today, Laura, I have to confess, I gave Lily some food, okay? So I was in and out of the house today between classes. And when I came home, it was raining outside. And Lily just sitting outside the dining room window. And he was basically stalking me. I was walking in and out of the house, and I caved, okay? I didn't open the door, so Lily didn't come into the house, but I put some food out, Laura. I know, it was a mistake, I have to say, because now Lily's, now he thinks that if he just keeps coming back, he's going to get some food. But the thing is, he didn't look very hungry. I gave him some food. I was worried that he was starving, but he only ate like a few bites. So he's getting food from somewhere else. He's well fed. But he just wants to come here and hang out. So I know, Susan. Now everybody knows it's Lily. So Lily is actually making appearances on the live stream more than Dolly nowadays. We need to have Lily time. Oh, that's right. All the great names. Let me jot down. Tracy Parker mentioned Needle Ninja as well. She's the snaky lady, isn't it? Yes, let me jot down all these names. And I'll try to find clips from their content, and we can do a watch party. I think it would be very, very useful. So hang on, we've got, let me just write it down. We've got stitching masterpieces, right? Pieces. And we've got, which one was mentioned? We've got, was it Little Teresa? Is she's doing Royal Rolls? Royal Rolls. And who else was mentioned? I think it was Stitching Mummy. I'm just typing the names onto my notes here. Stitching Mummy. And now we have, which one was the one I just saw? Needle Ninja. Very good. We have a whole list of people. Because, not just people stitching fast per se, but has kind of unique way of stitching that we can learn from and talk about. So, and Belinda says Bunny is shaping up nicely. Thank you very much, Belinda. It's not a goldfish, is it? It looks like a bunny, right? Yes, really good. We're on the same page, finally. Anne-Louise says, I can't watch ones with music. I actually left a live last week because the music was an awful choice. A live streaming with music. Wow. Yeah, same here. If I don't like the sound of the music, it's game over. I just can't do it. And Anne says, I like your type of live chatting and just stitching. Yes, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to, try to fill in every single gaps of space, silence. Nothing wrong with silence. Absolutely nothing wrong with silence. Needle Ninja is the channel. Yes, the lady doesn't make content anymore, at least the last time I checked. But I love, really like her way of stitching as well. And she talks very softly, really naturally. Busy Mom says, what marks did I miss something? Yes, Busy Mom, were you were here yesterday? So I've got a goodie shop now, the Yogi goodie shop, and there was one mark. There are a few different theme marks currently. I'm working on clothing. Okay, so but there are a few goodies sort of marks that you can get, and one of them was frog and fudge and Sidrit. Ellen actually, well, yeah, Sidrit, not Ellen, requested to have different color backgrounds, so I've added them. So that was what that was about. Anne-Louise, yes, Kamari, her channel used to be Kamari. I think she changed the channel name, but it doesn't matter. If you just type in Kamari as you spell right now and cross stitching, she will come up. I think she's got a new name. I can't remember what that is. Laura says Lily's wearing you down. Seriously, Laura, it's no joke, because every time she meows and cries, my heart just like it aches. I actually cried a few times. It's that bad. So I don't know what to do. Oh, Sidrit, yes. So Sidrit says, I put an order of frog or fudge in orange background. It's cute, isn't it? I love the yellow one as well. It works really, really well. Yes, thank you so much, Sidri. I'm so happy you like it. I hope you enjoy it, the mug. Stitching masterpieces. Yes, I got the names down. See, I totally stopped stitching. It's crazy. It's past 12 anyway. So let me just follow the chat here. Janine says, this stitching masterpiece is the one that's stitched in hand. No, that's Stitching Mummy you're thinking about. Stitching Masterpieces, she was the lady that introduced me to Saga. So I think, is she from Russia? Maybe someone says she's from somewhere else. But She's got, she's really fast as well, but she does mostly 10 stitches that I've seen so far. But she's a chart creator as well. She's got an Etsy shop. And she's very clever. She's very resourceful. She came up with a lot of thread organizer ideas. So she's very unique as well. Very nice. Oh, Busy Mom says, I missed yesterday. Yes, Busy Mom, I have a channel store. So if you go to channel store, there are only a couple of products being shown there. But if you click through, it takes you to the actual shop page. You know, you can have a look. I hope you find something you like. And I'm making more, mostly clothing next. And maybe a yoga mat as well. And maybe water bottle as well. Susan say if it goes silent here, we think your mic is broken. Ha 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 ha, Susan. Yes, it's kind of, you know, the microphone glitched a couple of times in the last few streams. Today seems to be okay. Yes, but if you know, sometimes if I'm stitching and there's, you know, I focus on that and stay silent for a few moments, it's totally normal. It's totally human. There's nothing wrong with being, you know, not speaking all the time. Absolutely not. Janine, I agree. Gemma is really fun to watch as well and to listen to. She's just very natural. I think when someone is talking really normally, naturally, it's relaxing to listen to as well. And if someone's trying to perform and try to constantly think of something to say, then it makes me nervous as well. So it's an energy, exchange of energy, isn't it? Yes, I agree. I'm sure Stitching Masterpieces mostly uses ASMR. She doesn't talk, but she doesn't play music either. So it's just background sound. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Lynn says, Yogi, you can feed Lily outside. Well, I try not to because the outside area, my patio and the gardens nearby, they're Dolly's territory as well. So, you know, my hope is that, you know, try not to do anything to encourage Lily to come, you know, to the garden basically, because, you know, Dolly gets nervous. But I caved. I caved today. I gave him some food, but he wasn't even hungry. He wasn't even hungry. He just wants attention. You know what? I'll probably, because everybody's have a lot of ideas of different stitches. Some of them I'm not familiar with. I'll probably send post a community post and where you could just put a name down. Oh, Facebook. Yeah, we've got Facebook group. I forgot. Even better. Yes, guys, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, join. And I'll create a post where you can put the names you suggest underneath. And let's see how it goes. Because originally I thought maybe we do it for members only because it's not a regular content that we do. Maybe it doesn't fit in. But maybe if everybody's interested doing a watch party, we can just do one for everybody. It would be quite fun to do. Maybe one Saturday afternoon, you know, we can just and react. I'll try to do the you know, reaction content creators do. They just like go, what? You know, just be really exaggerated. Like, what? What's happening? You know, that kind of stuff. I can probably, you know, manage that for an effect. And hello, Rose. Hello, Rose the Magpie Stitcher. Yes, that's right. Kamari Hate. Oh, has she changed the title to Hate? Is she connected to Hate then? And what is 888? Not 666. I don't know. Just random number. Laura says, Yogi's the only stitcher I listen to. I prefer watching people stitch, mute sound, and double speed. Oh, Laura, yes. And Yogi's worth listening to, isn't it? Talking about eating chocolate and all sort of useful stuff. And pineapples, yes, the P word. Right. Okay, so it's 10 past 12. And I think I probably done my last stitches. I kind of stopped stitching because I was so focused on the chat. It's really, really interesting. And oh, Lily. Hello, Lily. And Lily is not even hungry. Now I know. Right, so today, guys, this beautiful bunny has got a little ear here. Okay, first ear, it's got 2 ears, okay, just so you know. And most bunnies have 2 ears. So another one over here, I'll keep working on that. But now it's officially looking like a bunny, doesn't it? I think it's quite apparent. Okay, no one can ever accuse the little bunny to be a fish. All right, no seafood is involved. Hey, passion for stamping. Hello, hello. And I know. And so today I continue with this piece. I'm really pleased with it. It's so lovely to stitch actually with CXC, and also it's not super confetti at all. 50 colors, and I'll keep working on it. And once we have the head area, and I love to stitch that blue suit. Can you see that? There's a little blue outfit with a red scarf as well. And so yes, Walkaway says Yogi bunny ears today. Yes, that's today's theme, okay? Bunny ear session today. Project bunny ear. And only 1 ear, okay? The second ear is going to come later. Part two. So yes, guys, I'm going to show you the pattern just in case you have not seen this one, okay? Here we go. How cute is that? That blue outfit is killing me. That's so adorable. And let me show you my app here. And at the end of every stream, I want to share with you my stitch count. Earlier on, everybody's showing off the stitch counts, okay? Like, you know, 100,000 this and 200,000 that. Let me show you the number of stitches I've done today and see who's laughing then, you know? Here we go. I'm going to count to 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. There. Can you see that? 3 digits, okay? More than 60 this time. And the total number of stitches I have completed today is 258. Yay! Amazing. A lot more than 60 today. I'm very, very happy. The bar is pretty low, okay? This is just how we roll here. And the percentage currently is 2.56. Not bad for a new piece that I have only stitched for maybe this is the 4th session. And there you go. So I'm very, very happy with the result. 258. Round of applause for Yogi. Yes, there you go, Susan. Exactly. And I need some encouragement. You see, if everybody's stitching like alien level, I just don't know what to do. I keep trying to slow everybody down, but it's not working very well at all. Okay, so I'm all by myself. Maybe me and Anne-Louise. You and me, we need to huddle up together, okay? Support each other. So guys, this beautiful Sunday and such a great time with you. And again, remind you, we have goodies now, okay? Grab a mug, okay? And it's a must for every stitcher, all right? It's mandatory. And more goodies coming up. And I hope you like them. And so, 14 minutes past midnight, from the sleepy London town, Yogi signing out. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow with another piece. Maybe I'll bring out my Gecko Rouge. Who knows? It's collecting dust right now. And I want to give you a little bit of love. So until then, and stay warm and look after yourself. Put yourself first, okay? Never last. And I'll see you tomorrow. Love you all. Nighty night. Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.